would agree with Jaylen Brown. How could you pick Derrick White over Jaylen Brown? Now, Derrick White had a sensational year. He was one of the best defensive players in the league. Did he win Defensive Player of the Year? No, he did not. And now you have how many point guards on this team? 4? Do you really need this many point guards to win a championship, to win an Olympic gold medal? The answer is no. You need size. You need athletic ability. You need guys that can defend multiple positions. I'm not saying Derrick White can't defend multiple positions, but can he score like Jaylen Brown can? Jaylen Brown can take over games. You saw Jaylen Brown win the MVP of the finals. Why? Because his offensive game developed, and he was one of the best defensive players on the court. He defended multiple positions. And I'm not talking about the 1. He defended the 2 and the 3. 2 very hard positions. And by the way, you're going to need somebody to defend the 2 and the 3 against those European squads. Jaylen Brown is a much better player than Derrick White. Now, I don't know if Nike doesn't like him. I don't know if the players don't like him. I'm going to suggest that some players have their own thoughts to Jaylen Brown, and maybe he is a me player. There's a lot of me players right now in the NBA. You're going to tell me I'm just mentioning players right now on this roster. Kevin Durant isn't a me player? Kevin Durant has been a me player his whole career.
Yeah.
He has been. LeBron James isn't a me player. He shares the ball. Steph Curry, I'm not going to say he's a me player either. But there are players in this league over the last couple of years that you can pinpoint that are me players. That doesn't mean they're not good players. That doesn't mean they couldn't make good teammates on an Olympic team. Jason Tatum's on this team. Jason Tatum says the best player he's ever played with is Jaylen Brown. So what does that tell you? Why is Jason Tatum on this team? Why isn't Jaylen Brown on this team? Who played better in the playoffs? Who showed up in the playoffs in the big games? Jaylen Brown did, not Jason Tatum. I'm not saying Jason Tatum didn't play well, guys, but the guy that showed up for the Boston Celtics was Jaylen Brown. And again, I understand what Grant Hill is saying. I understand him managing or whatever. He's directing Team USA basketball. And I like Grant Hill. He's a Duke Blue Devil. He was a great player. Some people compared his skills before he hurt his leg to be Michael Jordan-esque. But Grant Hill also sees the game differently. As a player, now as a director. I look at the game as a transition game. And who is the better, Jaylen Brown or Derrick White? But Kawhi Leonard is not easy to replace. Right. But if I'm going to replace a guy, and first of all, Kawhi Leonard is 6'7", 6'8". Jaylen Brown is 6'6", 6'7". Now, Derrick White's 6'4", 6'3". You're going to bring in a smaller guy, a guy that really is a point guard. That's what he is. He's a guard. Jaylen Brown could play the guard position. He could play the 3. You're more diverse if you bring in a Jaylen Brown. And again, Jaylen Brown has proven himself to be a winner now. He's proven himself to show up in the big game at the big time. It scares me the way the United States is picking these players. It is a shame right now. Now, is Jaylen Brown the best player out of him and Derrick White? Yes. Is he the best player, United States player that they didn't pick? Probably not. There are a couple of United States players right now that I might take over Jaylen Brown. I don't have teams in front of me, but I would. If you were to ask me right now, who would I take? Kyrie Irving or Derrick White? I'm taking Kyrie Irving. Why wouldn't you take Jalen Brunson over Derrick White? Jalen Brunson was the best point guard in the league this year. Nobody's even sniffed him. This guy, we've seen on 2 or 3, NBA top 20 players right now. Every single one, the 2 out of the 3 has Jalen Brunson, the 6th best player in the league. Over Halliburton, over Derrick White's not even in the top 40. Donovan Mitchell, another one. Is Derrick White better than Donovan Mitchell? Donovan Mitchell's one of the top 7 players in the league. I disagree with Team USA. Team USA made a big mistake on this. And Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, I would have taken any one of those 3 guys over Derrick White. Grant Hill cannot sell to anybody that any one of those 3 guys are not better than Derrick White. No. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's to me, you're not selling it to anybody that doesn't know basketball, okay? If somebody doesn't know basketball, yeah, they'll take Derrick White over any one of those 3 guys. But I would take any one of those 3 guys. Any one of those 3 guys. Donovan Mitchell was probably in the top 7 voting right now for MVP. So was Jalen Brunson. Right. Those 2 guys right there were in the top 7 when it came to voting for the MVP of the NBA.